JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 7, not Season 6. I said like Season 6 last time. That was a mistake. In the last episode, wow, that feels like a while ago. But anyhow, in the last episode, I did not build the shulker farm. I don't think. Did I build this last episode? Oh crap. I do not... Last episode feels like so long ago, despite the fact it was only like a week or two ago. Anyhow. The bigger thing from the last episode was building the exterior to the church building here. Now, in between episodes, I have actually done a fair amount of preparation work around the base area here. For instance, I've built out all this cobblestone platform. That wasn't there in the last episode. And I've also built this little box around the base of the shulker farm, because we're going to touch that later in this episode, because in this episode, I am going to start working towards my storage system, because I am quickly outgrowing this. This is just a pile of shulker boxes. There's basically nothing in them. But more importantly, the growing amount of chests to store the random gosh dang blocks that I've got. Ugh, so annoying. I'm just going to get straight to the big storage system. But to do that, I need a supply of wood to build chests. I can steal the iron from JD Cool because he's already built an iron farm. A proper one that does a lot of iron, but we're going to be putting a bamboo farm right here. But before we can get to any of the stuff that's actually going to happen in this episode, we need to head on into the church here to do the daily regular sacrifice. I think that's what it was called. To be fair, it's been, as I've shown, it's been a while, so don't remember. Anyhow, that's a full stack craft of the CBI bars, so let's hit the button and get to the sacrificing. That looks good. Oh, it speaks. Okay, well, I guess that's successful. So anyhow, the biggest challenge with building a bamboo farm in the end is that bamboo requires a light level of at least 7 to grow, and the end doesn't have any natural light, which means we're going to need to supply light across the entire farm for all the bamboo to be able to grow. So while there are many options for generating light in the game, it'd be ideal to use any form of block light as the kind of lights that we're going to use across the giant area we're going to have to build this farm. Now, while there are several different forms of block light offered by the game, in my opinion, the easiest one to obtain in the mass quantities that we require is the frog light. Hence why I am building a frog light farm right now. To my point about how easy this is to build, I'm done already with the actual farm itself. Now, actually getting the frog is potentially going to be a little bit more tedious, but while I'm here and have the actual farm itself finished, might as well explain how this works. So, the way you obtain frog lights is a frog has to eat a small magma cube. So, naturally, we're in a basalt delta where magma cubes will spawn fairly regularly. Specifically, they will be spawning in this enclosure here. The powdered snow that I have placed in this enclosure will cause any magma cube that spawns to freeze to death, or freeze to a smaller size as it would be, until they are the small magma cubes that do not come in contact with the powdered snow. Once the magma cubes are the small variant, a frog that is inside the farm will eat them and poop out a frog light, which we will pick up with a hopper minecart running on the tracks beneath the farm. Now, I need to actually build the storage system for the farm, but, that's relatively simple. Alright then, a little bit tedious to get the frog through the nether, as you might expect, but at last we're here, storage has been put in, and now, hopefully he doesn't die of fall damage. I don't think he will, this isn't very far. Actually, here. Oop, okay, well, just land in the powdered snow and it'll be fine. Oh, here he is. Yay! The farm's complete now. Actually, well, AFK platform. Time for AFK platform so we can actually start getting some rates here. Couple of hours later, and I've already got more than enough frog lights for what I actually need for building this bamboo farm, so with that first resource out of the way, let's acquire the rest of the resources that this farm is going to need. So the only really fancy thing that I need to get that I don't already have are some amethyst clusters for some minecart poppage, and I know I have run into some of the geodes while mining, but yeah, I don't remember which tunnels they were down, which, come to think about it, is probably a problem. Okay, here's a strange surprise that I didn't expect to find while going through these tunnels. Diamonds on the ceiling that I've just completely missed. How did that happen? Alright, here is what we're looking for. Now, I'll actually just go grab a bunch of these because I'm definitely gonna need some more of these at some point in the future. That is guaranteed, basically. So, yeah, let's, I guess, head into a time-lapse now of the actual farm being built then. Alright, the farm is done, and I appear to have made a mistake. Apparently, bamboo needs a light level of 9 to grow, and we have 8 in the middle. So that's just going to be 2 rows of completely dead bamboo growth. I did put some torches on the ends so that, it actually, well, at least a little bit of that row will grow, but dang it, why is that such an annoyingly high light level for bamboo to grow? I'm pretty sure regular crops are significantly, or at least 7. Anyhow, outside of that, this farm contains a few upgrades over the previous iteration of this farm that I built last season. For one, it's narrower so that we could grow it in the end, but apparently I didn't make it narrow enough. But more importantly than that is actually the collection system for all the bamboo right here. So in the last system I built, I just had, when the flying machine came back, I just sent a series of pulses into the droppers, releasing multiple minecarts at once into the system, which was kind of bad because the minecarts somehow interacted, even though they were on separate tracks, and minecarts started stopping after a while, which screwed everything up, basically. So to make this system better, I send a single pulse to all the dispensers, sending out a whole wave of minecarts, and then after the minecarts come back, items will flow over these pressure plates, sending the minecarts back again, which means the minecarts will just run until there's nothing else for them to collect, in which case they won't be triggered again. This system should be significantly more reliable than the previous system. Now, out this other way is where the actual collected items get processed. They get sent into this little water stream right here, which, it's basically a carousel. It'll send them around, though side effect. This minecart will get tripped every single time items that didn't get picked up before get flung around here, but we'll worry about that later. So this here is a pretty basic system to just craft all the bamboo down into bamboo blocks. We got crafters here, and I had to finagle in a bunch of redstone because crafters are annoying, and you can't do what you could do with like a dropper where you just like bud power them. You can't do that with a crafter for some reason. It's very annoying. Mojang, please fix. Oh, my helmet broke. I gotta get a new one of those. Anyhow, currently, that is just dropping the bamboo blocks out into this water stream where they will eventually be put into an item elevator here and then into a bunch of chests. Well, the storage is now completed and I've actually started to run this thing and I feel it's slower than last season's. I mean, that's almost certainly true because it's smaller, but then again, I also ran last season's for a really, really long time to fill up its storage. Up next in this episode, I'm going to be building the building that goes, or for the shulker box farm here. Specifically, it won't actually cover the farm itself because that would be very, very, very dangerous, as I'm sure you could realize because shulkers. So instead, it's going to go up to basically the bottom of the range where shulkers could theoretically teleport to, and that way I won't have to deal with it. I might exchange some of the stone slabs up there for purple slabs. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, to start out this though, I've started by putting in the dirt and theoretically the path that's going to go around this. Of course, I need the grass to spread over here because I'm too lazy to go silk touch some grass from the overworld and place it in here. But yeah, that's why there's all these frog lights around the place, so the grass will actually grow. But yeah, let's hit a time lapse of building. Okay, I may have forgotten to put these fires on top and the end rods in down below during the time lapse, but that's a relatively minor thing, all things considered. So yeah, I mean, admittedly, it does look a tiny bit strange having this above this, but you know, the idea was that this building entirely exists below the area theoretically where shulkers can teleport to, which I believe is around here-ish. So as long as this whole thing was beneath that, it was fine. I've tried to do it. Well, I've tried to design the building. I think it looks okay. I'm still not a great builder, despite how cool this thing looks. I feel like the church itself was a bit more of a fluke, and I don't necessarily want every building to look exactly like this building, as this building I want to be a little bit special, but yeah, hopefully this building looks decent enough. I might go later and do all the purple slabbing up at that, but that is also going to be a bit dangerous. Additionally, after the time lapse, I actually did some work on like the land around it, so I put an extra layer of, well, soon-to-be grass around the edge of the path here, as well as, you know, extending this path over and building this stuff out. Now, originally I wasn't planning on making this path straight, but then the streetlights just lined up so perfectly with it, I was like, oh, come on, I have to. But yeah, I'm gonna put some sort of meaningless, you know, for-show building in between this area here, and I think storage system, or my storage system for the season is probably going to go somewhere around here. But with that being said, I think that's probably where I'm going to end it off for today. I believe the next episode will probably include this season's Super Bowl prank, so, you know, tune in once again for that. But anyhow, with that being said, I'm going to have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which is linked in the description. Update coming out within this week. I swear, TM. And I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 7. Bye!